Peace, what's going on? So, listen, I do not subscribe to the idea that God is this, entity that's outside of us pouring down blessings. And, every time we get anxious or we get nervous, we want to then do an anxious prayer and hope that it comes to us. I don't subscribe to that. However, let's just try that on for a moment. Let's just, for a moment, think that God is, Big Daddy or in the sky, pouring down blessings to us. Don't you think he'd be tired of us asking for shit? Like, for real though. What more do we need? We have everything, literally everything in us to do, go through, overcome, allow to go through us, anything in life. So what more are we asking for? What happened where we start to get disconnected from understanding that? When it comes to our brains, look at what we got: our brains, our bodies. If you break down the brain alone and what you get from the brain and how the brain functions, that alone, you could count all those blessings. We got our brains, our bodies, intuition, our imagination, our creativity, our relationships, our natural psychic telepathic abilities. Yes, everybody got them. I know some people say, oh, I have this gift. Oh, I have this gift. We all got those gifts. Some are tapped in a little more. Some are more geared to cultivate them, but we all have those gifts because God is in us. Our resources, the land, we can heal the body. We can heal the body with herbs. We can heal the body with breath. We can use our consciousness, visualizing, and breath. This isn't pseudoscience. There's studies on this. These are abilities that are in us. And of course, what would happen if everybody in the country, just this country alone, said, yo, you know what? We could heal ourselves. Let me start eating like this. Let me start getting my mind right, my spirit right. Let me start drinking my water and doing all these things. There would be a whole bunch of insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies going ape shit because they're like, yo, we're losing people. People are healthy and they're living. You know what I'm saying? But look at all that we have. There's a programming that has developed over the years where humanity is looking to someone or something to put higher than them. And this is where we fell. This is where the fall of man really is. The fall of man is the moment we put something or someone higher than us. When we put the pastor higher than us, as if they have more power than us, more access than us. When we put the guru, the shaman, and all of them higher than things we see outside of us, that we deem to be higher than us, is already in us. So if you see something that is so beautiful and you're so driven by it, it could be a color of something, it could be the voice of someone, it could be the words of a book or the something of a music, it's because it's in you. You're drawn to it because it's in you. It's what the ancestors understood. They understood that air, water, fire, these things are so divine. These things are so powerful. They understood that those things are truly the expression of God, but also knowing that the source of those things is in us. And it's an expression of God. Air, water, fire, earth, sun, moon. These are the expressions of God. These are the closest things, closest that you can see of what was connected to origin. If you want to go to where the origin is, then ask the moon, ask the sun, ask the solids, the liquids, the gases, everything that's in there. Ask your breath. You want to talk about the expression of God? Breathe. Of course, religious groups come in. People ego. People now, we start to discover through the human experience what the ego truly is. And we start to realize, oh, ego is really great to move us forward, but it's not great to lead us. Because what happens when it leads us? We start to create our own groups. Now we want people to realize, hey, you know that thing that you love about me? Yeah, only I can get that. You know that? You know how you listen to me and you follow me? Yeah, that's because I'm special. And they are, but so are you. You're not lower than them. They might have been appointed for a season in your life to lead you, guide you, and show you some things, but ultimately you are the one that does the work. You are the one that co-creates with God. You are the one that actually shows the full expression of God in your human experience. See, in the moment we get anxious, or the moment we distance ourselves from the things that we want, the things that we desire, the moments we distance ourselves from it and we ask God for something, or we think as if it's not here, and we don't vibrationally begin to match what we're putting out to the universe, what we're putting out to God. I can't ask God for money if I think and feel I'm broke. I can't ask God for love if I think and feel low in love. I have to raise my vibration of love. I have to now attract that based off of how I'm feeling and thinking. Even though in the 3D realm it's not here, but that's okay, because in the spirit we work from the inside out, so I'm not going by what I see. See, I see the fruit in the seed, not just the fruit off the tree. Some people can only see the fruit off of the tree. Not everybody can see the fruit in the seed. They have the ability to, but we're in that programming when we see outside of us instead of in us. We see from the outside in. There's people who believe in me. Not in me as I'm special, but they believe and see the fruit in the seed. And they know that the seed has to go through some darkness for the fruit to be shown. And then there's others that will eat that fruit from what that process bears, but they're not trying to actually see who you truly are. They don't see the fruit in the seed. And those are people who you love them, but you don't really build with them. But anyway, when we start to now see from the outside in, this means we are not taking accountability in our spirituality. Not accountability where, you're just taking ownership in where you fucked up. I'm talking about account of your abilities. Take account of your abilities. The moment you are in a place of crisis, the moment you are in a place of worry, which is intentional suffering. If you're worrying, it's intentional suffering, because you're worrying about what could be or how something will end up, and it's not even here. Yet you have the ability to be in the present moment and own how you want to feel and think, and the perspective that you want to see through. Perspective is the link to the future, to your future. So if you put your perspective in the way of God's lens, then there is no worry. But if you choose to worry, that's an intentional suffering. That means you're taking yourself out of the power that you have of God. You're disconnecting yourself from that, and you're now going into a place where you fell from your divinity, where you're now thinking of, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? No, well, what's the point of that? That's, if you want to talk about Satan, that's Satan right there. If you want to talk about that, no, shift back into a perspective through God's lens, and now begin to use your ability to imagine a place of where you feel secure, where you feel loved, covered, protected, and now you walk in that vibration, no matter what the situation looks like, because the situation isn't bigger than you. All you have to do is just look at what's made, look at what we are, and you could take account of your abilities. You could count every single blessing and shift yourself into a place of gratitude, because you realize, look at all the abilities that I have. And now, after we take account of our abilities, now we do responsibility, our ability to respond. Once we take an account of our abilities, then we go into how we are going to respond. But if in the moment we are shaken by what's outside of us, or we're driven by what's outside of us, or we're in comparison to something outside of us, this is where we start to, that's the fall of man. And this is where, in that type of mindset, we could be shaken by anything. You know what I'm saying? Something brings us up, we're up. Something brings us down, we're down. But when you're in your knowing, when you understand what God is and how God is in you, and how you have the spiritual makeup of God in you, you could take an account of all your abilities and understand, I'm good. My passion, my purpose, my assignment is to consistently help and assist people to rediscover who they are, because that's what this journey is. It's remembering who we were before the womb, the soul, and bringing that into the earth. That's heaven coming into earth. That's how you bring heaven on earth. That's how you bring the future into the present, by being able to go and rediscover your divinity. Because the moment we look at something bigger than us, a condition bigger than us, a want, a desire, a possession bigger than us, we give our power away to that, and now that becomes a god. No, we are gods, children of the Most High. Higher thought, higher vibrational thinking, higher place of being, higher love. Everything is in you. We're just trying to rediscover. I love you. I love your soul. I love your journey.